This face is synthetic. This voice is generated. And this conversation is already changing filmmaking forever. There's this myth floating around right now that AI is magic. Type a prompt, push a button, and masterpiece. Done. As if filmmaking, storytelling, visual design, editing, voice, research somehow collapsed into a one-click machine. And I have to tell you, that is one of the biggest misconceptions in technology today. Because if you've actually worked with AI, you know something very different. You know the frustration of iteration. You know the 20 prompts before the good prompt. The 50 regenerations. The image that's almost right, but the lighting is off. The hands are wrong. The expression is dead. The composition misses the emotion. The model ignores half your instructions. So you rewrite, refine, reframe, prompt again, and again, and again. And suddenly what outsiders think is instant creation has become hours of invisible labor. And that's the part nobody talks about. People love saying, AI does the work for you. No, AI often gives you material to work with. Huge difference. That's not automation replacing craft. That's a new layer of craft. And honestly, sometimes it can be exhausting because iteration can feel endless. You can chase a result forever. A slightly better frame, a cleaner render, a more natural voice, a better lip sync, a stronger prompt, one more generation, one more tweak. And before you know it, you've spent 3 hours pursuing something people assumed took 30 seconds. That's the reality. And weirdly, that frustration is part of the art. And I think social media has helped create this illusion. You see polished outputs, not the failed generations, not the broken outputs, not the dead ends, not the 200 prompts behind one good shot, just the result. And it creates this false impression that AI is easy, that anyone can just click and become a filmmaker. But tools have never been the hard part. Vision is the hard part. Taste is the hard part. Judgment is the hard part. Knowing why something feels wrong, that's the hard part. And AI doesn't eliminate that. In some ways, it amplifies it, because now the bottleneck isn't whether tools exist, it's whether you can direct intelligence, human or machine. Now, I don't want this to sound anti-AI, because the upside is extraordinary. AI can democratize filmmaking. One person can now experiment like a tiny studio. Concept art, voice, editing, storyboards, research, music, visual effects, things that once needed teams, can sometimes begin with one person. That's revolutionary. It lowers barriers. It opens doors. It gives independent creators power. That matters. And creatively, AI can feel like improvising with possibility, like brainstorming with an infinite collaborator. That's beautiful. But here's the other side. Iteration fatigue is real. Prompt fatigue is real. Creative paralysis is real. When possibilities are infinite, decision-making gets harder, not easier. And there's another trap, the illusion that more prompting equals better art. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes iteration becomes avoidance. You're polishing because you're afraid to finish. You're regenerating because commitment is harder, and AI can feed that. Endless optionality can become endless indecision. That's a danger nobody talks about enough. And honestly, working with AI has made me appreciate traditional craft even more. Editors, writers, cinematographers, designers. Because I've learned the machine may generate, but taste still curates. And taste is human. The prompt isn't the art, the judgment is. That's the hidden labor. That's the authorship. And maybe that's why I push back when people say, AI makes creativity effortless. No, AI can accelerate effort, but it doesn't erase effort. Sometimes it multiplies it. And there's politics in this too. Because AI is easy often becomes a corporate narrative. Push-button creativity, cheap creativity, replace labor, scale content, faster, more, automate. But creators know that's not the whole story. Real creative AI work still requires human thinking, direction, selection, revision, meaning. That labor is often hidden, and hidden labor gets undervalued. That matters, especially if we're talking about the future of creative work. Not fearing AI, understanding it, using it, arguing with it, iterating with it, sometimes fighting it. Because, honestly, that struggle, that endless iteration, that pursuit of the thing in your head, that's not failure. That's creation. That has always been creation. AI didn't invent that. It just gave it a new interface. So if you've ever sat there, rewriting prompts at 1 a.m., regenerating the same shot 20 times, wondering why people think this is easy, you're not doing it wrong. You're doing the work. And maybe that's the truth nobody says enough. AI isn't one-click genius. It's a conversation, sometimes a collaboration, sometimes a wrestling match, and often an endless act of iteration. And maybe that's where the art actually lives. If you felt that frustration too, drop it in the comments. What's the most generations you've done chasing one shot? And if you want more conversations on the real politics and reality of AI filmmaking, if this got you thinking, subscribe. Because this conversation is just getting started, join me on Substack, politicsofai.substack.com. That's where the real conversation continues. I'm Marc Kimball. This is the Politics of AI Filmmaking. Thanks for watching.